Hey guys, welcome to episode 14 of Cooking Around the Planet, the show where we learn about and cook a recipe from every single country until we've done them all. If you're new here, I'm Austin, that's my wife Jess, and the star of the show, Otto Reeves. My wife and I, and even Otto, share a love for travel, food, and culture, and that's what this show is all about. So welcome into our kitchen. Last week we learned about the beautiful country of Cyprus and even tried ourselves some fasolato soup that warmed our souls. If you haven't checked that episode out, click the thumbnail in the video at the end of this episode. But with little time to spare, we move forward to week 14. Last time we were in this area, we made baleadas from Honduras, pepián de pollo from Guatemala. We're super excited to be back in this region of the world. We're headed to the beautiful country of Belize. Let's get right into the episode. All right, the recipe that we picked for this week, being in Belize, is Belizean Garnaches. Anytime we've been in Central America, our minds have been absolutely blown. It's gone right in the top. I think all the Central American countries are in the top 10.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only been 14, but maybe top 5. With all that being said, that means it's all been really, really good. Anytime we're in this area, it fires me up because there's tortillas involved. There's refried beans that we learned to cook when we went to Honduras a few weeks back. So, the garnaches consists of a corn tortilla that's fried. They had me at fried. Refried beans, stick with me, refried beans, almost like I would say the American version of like a coleslaw, simple coleslaw blend, topped on top of that, Gouda cheese, which they call Dutch cheese, and I googled it. I think Dutch cheese is Gouda cheese, but it's cheese, which is exciting. Add that on top, and I heard some people even put a little ketchup on top. Weird, but I'm a big ketchup fan. I'll be trying that. I don't know about Jess. And then also hot sauce. So, this is a super easy, super cheap meal. I should put right now, right probably here, of how much this dish costs total. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing we're gonna be making is that slaw that I was talking about. We have about a cup and a half of cabbage and about half a white onion. And like I said, this is gonna come together really quick. We're just gonna dump the half onion in there. We have about a little less than 1/4 cup of white vinegar. And a little bit of salt. All right, we're gonna set that aside, let that marinate a little bit. Next step is we're gonna make our refried beans. I got some kidney beans I'm gonna go right in the blender with, hopefully. I'm gonna do half an onion. These are 2 cans of red beans. We like onion. And then 2 cloves of garlic and a little bit of water. Start with a little bit, you don't want it to be too runny. All right. Like a pretty good consistency. I'd say that was about maybe half a cup of water in those 2 cans. I'm gonna go over and heat some oil up so we can refry these beans up. And while I do that, I'm gonna send it over to Jess to maybe introduce you to the country of Belize.
Belize is a tiny country located on the northeast coast of Central America. It is bordered by Mexico to the north, Guatemala to the west and south, and the Caribbean Sea to the east. The population is estimated at 410,990 people and is a true melting pot of many ethnicities and cultures. According to a 2020 census, the population consists of 37% mestizo, which is a person who is mixed with European and Maya descent, 25% Creole, 14% Latin American, 10% indigenous Mayan, 4.8% white, and 4.5% Garifuna, which is a person who is mixed with African descent and indigenous American Indian descent. Belize is a very small country with a landmass of about 8,867 square miles. The country has a 174-mile coastline that stretches along its eastern coast, with many coral reefs, cays, and islands just off of Belize's coast and all a part of the Belize territory. This stretch of coral and keys make up the Belize Barrier Reef, which is a 200-mile section of the greater Mesoamerican Great Barrier Reef. If you remember, we covered this in our Guatemala episode. This is the longest barrier reef in the Western Hemisphere. Stemming approximately 700 miles off the coast of 4 different countries: Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, and Honduras. It is the second largest Great Barrier Reef located in the entire world, next to the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. Belize was once a part of the Maya civilization, which thrived in 1500 BC to 900 CE. Spanish explorers arrived in the 16th century, but did not establish significant settlements because of the pushback from the Maya people, due to resistance from the Mayan people and a challenging geography. British settlers, primarily woodcutters who were known as baymen, began to settle in this area in the 17th century, focusing on logging mahogany and other hardwoods. At this time, conflicts with the Spanish and the British settlers were very common. And in 1798, there was a conflict called the Battle of St. George's Key. This was an event where the baymen defeated a Spanish fleet, which solidified British control over the area. In 1862, the area was officially declared a British colony, known as the British Honduras. The colony developed an economy based on forestry and later on agriculture, particularly in sugar and bananas. In the mid-20th century, movements for self-government grew. First constitution was granted in 1954, providing a legislative council with elected members. By 1964, British Honduras achieved full self-governance under the leadership of George Price. The colony was renamed Belize in 1973, and after many years of negotiations and diplomatic efforts, Belize achieved full independence on September 21st, 1981. Belize is a part of the Mesoamerican Biological Corridor and is considered to be a part of both Central America and the Caribbean. Belize is a land of mountains, swamps, and tropical jungles, with northern Belize being predominantly flat swamplands, while the southern region contains Belize's mountain ranges. The Maya Mountains is the most prominent mountain range in Belize and extends along the majority of the southern region of the country. This mountain range contains the highest point in the country, with a mountain called Doyle's Delight reaching a peak of 3,688 feet. The climate in Belize is tropical, with a rainy season from July to November and a dry season from January to May.
All right, next step to make the refried beans is we're going to take our mixture here and go right into a hot skillet with about a couple tablespoons of oil. All right, we're gonna fry these up for a minute or two. If you've never made refried beans, we've done it for the first time a couple weeks ago. And yeah, you blend beans up in some water and the concoction that we made, and you throw them on a pan with a little bit of oil, and you got refried beans. My whole life, I never knew how they were made. And it's very easy and very, very tasty. All right, these are about done. We're gonna set these aside. I'm gonna get another pan started with about 2 inches of oil in the bottom of that, so we can come back and fry our corn tortillas, and then we'll be ready to put all this together and try it for ourselves. So while I get all that started, I'm gonna send it over to Jess with some fun facts about the country of Belize.
You probably wouldn't have guessed this, but Belize is home to a population of about 12,000 Mennonites, which, if you don't know, is a religious group very similar to that of the Amish. The majority of Mennonites in Belize are ethnic Mennonites with Russian, Dutch, and Prussian roots. They speak Plautdeutsch, which is a German sort of dialect. Of these 12,000 Mennonites, about 2,000 are Creole and Mestizo Belizeans who have converted to Mennonism. So in certain parts of Belize, it wouldn't be uncommon to see groups of people traveling by horse and buggy. Belize is home to the Great Blue Hole, which is a giant marine sinkhole and is one of the most famous scuba diving sites in the entire world. Belize is the only country in Central America where English is the official language. However, Spanish, Creole, Maya, and Garifuna are widely spoken throughout the country. Belize is home to the world's only jaguar preserve. This unique sanctuary in the south of Belize covers an area of about 150 square miles of tropical rainforest. This is only one of many protected areas in Belize, as 26% of Belize's landmass and water mass are protected areas. Between national parks, nature preserves, and marine reserves, Belize has a very strong commitment to conservation. Belize has a rich Maya heritage. In fact, Belize has the largest amount of Mayan ruins in all of Central America. One of these ruins being called Caracol. It was one of the most powerful cities in the Maya culture, and at one point was home to about 120,000 people. Still today, the tallest man-made building in Belize, called the Kana Pyramid. This Mayan ruin site has about 30 square miles of thick jungle, 5 plazas, and even an astronomical observatory.
I'm ready to fry up these corn tortillas. Hopefully. Oh yeah. Submerge it. Submerge it.
A new form of merging in this episode.
I have no idea how long this takes, so just gonna kind of pay attention to it. See, it's already bubbling up.
Tortilla's whistling.
Yep. About a minute and a half each side, I'd say. All right. We're gonna make about 50 more of those because we're starving. All right, everything is done. Time to build. And from what I saw, let's see, let's get a nice, let's get this one. This one looks, you want that thing crispy. We're gonna eat this thing like this. You don't want it to bend to get it nice and fried. All right, first step is we're gonna go with the bottom layer of refried beans. A little more on there. We're gonna go in with our, I don't really know what this is called. I'm just gonna call it slaw. Correct me in the comments. Tell me what that is actually called. Then we're gonna take our Gouda and we're just gonna shred that right on top. Whoa.
Heaven.
All right, Jess is gonna make one. Ooh.
How did you resist the urge to just put this straight in your mouth after you ate it, or built it?
Ate a hole when you didn't see it.
Magician.
Mm-hmm. Otto's ready. Aren't you, buddy? put this part in slow motion. Garnaches from Belize, homemade.
I'm so excited.
Yes. Whoa! Is there an earthquake?
Hit the Richter scale. This flavor hits the Richter scale.
Do it again.
Oh my god.
Fire. I was gonna tell you to try it with a little hot sauce, but you're not really a hot sauce person. So I'll do that. Ketchup?
First of all, the crunch of the tortilla is so satisfying and so tasty. Corn tortillas, I love. And then slaw. Is it vinegar? Is there vinegar in that?
Yep.
Those
Onion.
refried beans. Oh my god.
Wow. I can't hear anything over that crunch.
This is so good.
Right.
Wow. Austin's new favorite meal.
Yep. The vinegar, cabbage, the onions mixed with the refried. That vinegary with the salty and the I'd
corn
say-
flavor too.
the corn flavor and like the butteriness of the refried beans. Whoa. That's like the perfect combination of flavors.
Yeah,
And then the Gouda cheese.
it's so good.
Phenomenal. Alright, I gotta try it with.
You're gonna do it with ketchup?
Yep.
All right.
I saw in some comments that it's a. Whoa. I love ketchup, so I'm sure I'm gonna like it.
Does it steal the show? Or does it
It
enhance?
does kind of. The flavors that. It does, you're right. It does steal a show, which I love. Ketchup steals show. If I'm performing and ketchup comes out, I'm stepping aside. But I think I like it better just as its own.
Yeah. I see a little bite with ketchup I want to try.
Okay. I think there's tomato based. There's some people use tomato sauce, I think. There's all different types of variations of this. This is being the most simple from what I was reading. So tomato is so that's probably like the quick way at it.
I like it better without it, but
Yeah.
it's not bad.
No. Weirdly reminded me of probably the crunch in my grandma, ever since I was little, always took Lay's potato chips and dipped them in ketchup.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds weird, but it's potatoes and ketchup, French fries, ketchup. So the saltiness and the potato with the cold, it's gotta be cold ketchup, at least for me. And anytime there's a bag of Lay's around and I got some ketchup off of a summer day, really good. That's what it reminded me of with the ketchup. I'm gonna go without the ketchup, but I'm actually gonna go with some hot sauce. This is my favorite hot sauce of all time.
Valentina's.
We have a taco place up the street. That on some tacos. That on anything. But honestly, the way it is, the way it was, is just like hits all of the marks.
Yeah.
of flavor and combinations of this working with that. The vinegar, I mean, I would never thought that a vinegary based something would be paired with refried beans. And it's so good.
So good.
I tell you what, that's competing with Palau.
Really?
That's good. And
That's
there's
a big statement.
And it's versatile.
Yeah.
You know, give me this, can add this, can take away that. Do
True.
This. I didn't say it took over. I say it can compete. That's how good it is. So try this. It's very easy, very cheap, very flavorful, and it's fun.
It's super fun.
Belize, beautiful country. Have the Belize Barrier Reef, second largest reef in the world. Amazing food. Maya ruins. Maya Rudolph is not from there. And they have Garnaches.
We gotta go get some Garnaches in Belize.
Belize isn't that far from us.
No.
Add it to the Reeves cookbook. Sign it, stamp it, approve it, seal it, mail it, deliver it. We're gonna receive it. We're gonna make it again. We're gonna keep making it and making it and making it. One thing left to do on this episode. To the bucket hat. Haven't watched much Rays baseball, but I think they're doing okay. The hat's been treating us great.
Yeah, that's all that matters. We just had the anniversary last week of when we received this bucket hat
Oh yeah, we sure did.
at a Rays game.
Yep.
All right,
Here we go. 3,
pulling from the depths.
2,
Trying to
1. Where will we go next week on this journey we are on? Where are we headed?
Luxembourg
Ooh.
in Europe.
I kind of heard of that place.
I have a cousin that lives there.
Bingo.
Call him up.
Call him up.
I don't think he's my cousin actually. He's my step grandma's son. So whatever that would be. Uncle.
Grandma's son. I'm bad with that type of stuff. I don't know.
But he lives in Luxembourg.
But he lives there. We're headed there next week. So that wraps up episode 14 of Cooking Around the Planet. Thank you, Belize. Thank you, Garnaches. We'll be devouring those right after this. All right, we'll see you back here next week for episode 15 of Cooking Around the Planet. You guys have a great week. See ya.
Peace.
Big piece for the boy. Big piece for the boy. That crunch is crazy, isn't it, bud? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, bud?